time ago in a galaxy far, far away, there were two dominant powers continuously fighting a fierce war with one another. Well, I don't know whether it's all true or not, and honestly, I really don't care.
Number 10, the poster. Pokemon Sun and Moon. I mean, they were both chosen ones and have absentee fathers, so why shouldn't Ash be able to pull off a decent Luke Skywalker? While out on his Alola travels, Ash and the gang partake in a Pokemon school play. Shenanigans soon follow, as to be expected.
Oh, so this is the staff of Alola!
But what really sells the whole thing is when Rotom announces the follow-up to his theatrical magnum opus, including promotional posters.
第2弾は SF 超大作だった
Which of course mirrors the one from A New Hope. Wait, does that mean Pikachu is going to be playing Leia?
Why, you stuck-up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder!
Number 9, Destroyer, Konosuba. This is kinda genius. As opposed to all the other in-your-face Star Wars references, this one is far more subtle, which is crazy when you consider that this is Kazuma, Aqua, Megumin, and Darkness that we're talking about.
なんだよこれデストロイヤーって何なんだよ
デストロイヤーはデストロイヤーだ。大きくて高速移動する要塞だ。
ワシャワシャ動いて全てを蹂躙する子供たちに妙に人気のあるやつです。
While discussing a possible contract, the girls describe the nature of the so-called Destroyer, and it starts to sound frighteningly familiar to an AT-AT. If that wasn't enough, if you pick your ears up, you can actually hear an off-kilter version of the Imperial March playing in the background.
デストロイヤーはデストロイヤーだ。大きくて高速移動する要塞だ。
Number 8, opening, Dagashi Kashi. Sometimes a slice of life has to put all their action in their opening. While mainly focused on the relationship between the heirs to two family legacies centered around candy, the opening animation decided to take a more cinematic approach to things by filling it with references to Western movies. The Matrix, Indiana Jones, and of course, Star Wars. In this instance, Kokonatsu battling his father a la Empire Strikes Back. Guess his refusal to take over the family business really fractured their relationship. Number 7, another poster, Asobi Asobase.
スタートレック見ちゃったので
Anything these girls touch turns to hilarious, vulgar gold, so you'd expect them slipping in a Star Wars reference is just about as outrageous as you'd expect.
レバーみたいなの握って「行きます!」って叫んでればそれっぽく見えますってなんかもうその発言かすみさんが一番 SF バカにしてない
Whilst designing their own movie, the infamous trio settle on making a sci-fi, and it pretty much goes downhill from there. The only thing funnier than their attempt, and tossing in the same poster as A New Hope, is that they also tried to use it as a springboard to land themselves a season 2.
ねえねえポスターこんな感じにしてみたけどどうバッチリです
It was about as successful as you would expect. Number 6, opening again, Princess Jellyfish. Apparently Star Wars and slice of life shows featuring adorable female characters go hand in hand. Dedicating a large portion of the opening to a parody of the sci-fi superstar, we see Tsukimi and her fellow NEETs all bundled together in the Millennium Falcon. Not sure why they cast Tsukimi as R2-D2, but we have to admit Kuranosuke sure makes for the ultimate pretty boy version of Luke. You have to love how instead of the Death Star, they're trying to blast away their own insecurities and crushing fear of the outside world. Number 5, Shin Wars, Crayon Shinchan. Because of course this little troublemaker had an entire episode parodying Star Wars, and it's filled with about as many butt-related gags as you could expect. Honestly, this is the most graphically lewd version you're ever likely to find. What with Jedi being swapped for hentai, full-on drug endorsements,
Just say yes to drugs!
and of course, using their lightsabers between their legs like, well, you get the imagery.
My life got so big, so long, it's so yellow, there's nothing my life I can't do.
In all honesty, we're in favor of this episode being rebroadcast for every subsequent Star Wars day. Number 4, Various, Gintama. Much like everything else under the sun, Gintoki and the rest have no problem when it comes to going all in on making satire out of pop culture. Case in point, the times where they had to face off against the infamous Dark Vader, which is just a Sith Lord in a duck costume.
ベーダ教はその強さと謀略で元帥にまで成り上がった最強の蓮舫。
Or how about when a swordsman named Obi showed up and recounted his many intergalactic tales as a galaxy sword master?
まあどうせやったらそこでも剣術を学ぼうと修行するうちわしより強いやつがいなくなってしまって。
Seriously, between this and Gundam, it's a wonder they haven't been sued yet.
何も変わりはしない。地球の運命も貴様ら蓮舫の運命も。
Number 3, Droids, Transformers Victory. Finally, 3 of the most famous robots in all of nerdom, in cameo form at least. This anime spin-off to the much-beloved Generation 1 was certainly something, and while many may not look back on it as the greatest portrayal of the Autobots' ongoing battle against the Decepticons, they did slip in a few Easter eggs for those with eagle eyes. Ewoks, Jawas, even C-3PO and R2-D2 show up on screen for a brief time.
Graver is a member of the Space Energy Commission.
Meh. At least they'd make for better Cybertronian warriors than Starscream.
And he'll be quite alright, you'll see. Stupid little short circuit.
Number 2, Fever Dream Homage, Urusei Yatsura. Ever had one of those moments where you're so devastated that your life flashes before your eyes? Only instead of your life, it's a warped version of Return of the Jedi. After Lum reveals that she's planning on getting jiggy with Ataru, her personal guard, somewhat lose their minds, and as a result we're greeted to a barrage of scenes taken right out of the final movie in the original trilogy. You'll never look at TIE Fighters or Admiral Akbar the same way ever again. Number 1, so many, My Hero Academia. We get it, Horikoshi, you really love Star Wars. That being said, most of the time he's at least somewhat subtle when dropping the references, mostly in the form of naming various places after famous locations from the galaxy far, far away. Tatooine, Naboo, Alderaan, Dagobah, Hoth, Wookiees, they're littered everywhere. We're not buying into All for One being a Darth Vader ripoff, because that's a bit of a stretch. That being said, the anime certainly didn't shy away from dropping his most iconic line. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.